It is Sunday night, February 4th. We had asked you to send us in some questions. We got some questions, actually, Coach. It's actually pretty good. I was able to see a couple JUCO games over the weekend. Here it was beautiful here in Alabama, almost 70 degrees
Yeah.
Saturday. It was nice to go, and let's get into questions that people were that sent in here. And I got one from an athlete in Colorado. I live in an isolated area. How can I get noticed more?
I
Great
live in an
question.
that
Great.
that's a great question. I live in a nice yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
so right off the top of my head, you know, I think you have to use the tools that we have right now. So we're using the internet right now. We have an opportunity. You have an opportunity every single day to be able to send out things to people. Everything was by snail mail. When I was coming up, and we weren't able to get. I mean, you didn't know if, you didn't get immediate feedback if the coach saw it. But I would recommend a couple of things. First of all, I would recommend trying to find a way to A, get a lot of video on yourself, okay? B, begin to communicate with other coaches, whether it's text message, phone, whatever that is. Thirdly, I would find ways to get out of your remote area or your small area. And you can do that a few different ways. Attending camps, which I think we have a question coming up about camps. Attending camps, playing in different tournaments. But look, as a recruiter, recruiters go to places where the players are, right? They go where the action is. They go where the action is. Coach. Every once in a while, if the prospect's going to be really good, you know, they'll get out to a place where and watch a kid. But in all reality, they're going where the action is. So you got to go where the action is. All
right.
right. And to do that, that may take some that may take you going and playing in a bigger city or a bigger town, trying to find a team to play on other than your high school team that's going to get you to a bigger area in front of people. And then the other thing is alerting the coaches when you're going to be where you're going to be, getting your schedule out, trying to get stuff, using someone like us to be quite honest with you, using people like us to help you get out there. We can bridge the gap between you being in kind of for lack of a better term, a remote area to college coaches, and that's where we come in to help you,
Right.
to be that go-between. So those are just a couple of different things, but once again, we can help you.
And I think too, you live in that remote area. Travel team is probably a real good thing. If you're good enough, travel teams will notice you, uh, and you can get on one. The other thing is social media. Again, get your stuff on social media, get noticed by somebody, or as you said, you can find a company like us, and we do it very inexpensively, and we can get your name out there. So that's, three things there. But I think, you can't pick up and move, obviously, from one state to another just because you're out in the country and now you want to get in the city so you can get noticed by people. So your best bet might be travel teams to take a look at it and go that route, or we'll help you.
Ahead in the count, recruiting.
Exactly.
The other thing is you have to be super, super proactive with this too. So let's just say you decide to try to do this on your own. Look, instead of sitting in study hall not doing anything, which I see, right? I'm not saying whoever sent this question, I'm not saying you're not, but you have everything in the entire world at your fingertips on these phones, right?
Correct.
And I think I followed a bunch of baseball games this weekend. So if we can follow a bunch of baseball games, you can find the email addresses to these and the phone numbers of these coaches to get your stuff out there. Coach Coons brought up a good point with social media. You never know what kind of hits that you're going to get on social media either. Make sure the quality of the video is good. We talked about that a couple of podcasts ago. Make sure you can see, all of your mechanics. Make sure if you're a pitcher, I like the view from behind with the radar gun in there. That's going to tell me a little bit. I want to be able to see arm speed. I want to able to see bat speed and all that stuff. It is hard. It is hard to see ball flight as a hitter at time. I mean, it just is. But any type of metrics you can get in there, do it, because that'll give the coach some sort of baseline to go off of. And the other thing is this, and maybe this is something we haven't talked about enough. Make that baseball resume and get some references on there. Get some credible people on there that are
Right.
willing to vouch for you. Someone that's seen you play. Get your high school coach involved as well. And we'll say it for about the fifth time. We're out here ready to help. So,
Correct. All right. Question two. Camp invites. This came in from, I think it was a softball player in Texas. Camp invites to colleges. Are they truly interested in me? This is a good one because, you
coin
know,
flip.
yeah, I mean,
Coin
we
flip.
know as former coaches, you have camps to raise funds for your program.
Yep.
You also know, as we are as former coaches, you'll invite certain kids to come to campus for that camp that you are interested in so you can watch them and see truly how good they are in person.
Yeah.
So how do you read it?
Couple things to look for. You're probably going to get an email, right? Couple things to look for. Number one, is it addressed to you? Okay, so a lot of times there will be third party companies that will run the camps on the college campus. However, they will send out the invites marketed as coming from you. And the reason I know this is because I've done it before,
Right.
right? Matter of fact, had one of my players come to me late in the fall. Coach, I got invited to this showcase or this camp. I said, okay, let me look at the email. I looked at it. I said, in my mind, first and foremost, it was a Division One. It was a Division One, program, but it was not addressed. It didn't say, hey, um, such and such. It just said, we saw you at this camp. We saw you at this workout. And then at the bottom of the email was the third party, the company that was running it, that was kind of putting the camp together and handling
Right.
all the things. So here's the positive. If you go to the camp, you're going to get in front of the coach. You're going to get in front of coaches. That's a positive.
Especially if it's a school you are interested in.
Yes. Yeah. There's coaches going to see you. A lot of these places will bring in other coaches from multiple schools, not just one, multiple schools. There may be, and the way the NCAA work rules work, these other guys can go if it's an instructional type showcase. So, with that said, um, it could go either way. Your name could have gotten in some sort of database. A coach could have saw you and got a hold of a game program in travel ball and just mass emailed everybody. Or due to recruiting rules, this could be the only way they can look at you right now, and there's genuine interest. A couple things I would look for in genuine interest is the recruiting coordinator or the head coach reaching out to you. Does it say your name, dear such and such?
Right.
Are there specific things to you? And is it an official university email or letter? The other thing is this: um, if it's coming from a volunteer assistant or an ops person, it's it's probably a data generated email because they run camps. But either way, either way, um, you're going to be in front of the coach. You're going to be in front of some of the coaches. The other thing to do is you could respond to the email. Hey, coach, where did you see me at? I have some
Correct.
questions for you.
Yep.
Respond.
Put them
Respond to
right
the
back.
email.
Put them right back on the spot. Okay,
Yeah.
here you go. You hit on a little bit. Uh, Camp at a school or showcase. If you have a choice,
So if I was really, really, really interested in the school,
right?
and I would go to a camp, right?
Yep.
But the young person let's go back to the first question about being in a remote area, the showcase circuit, being able to get in front of 20, 25 college coaches or scouts.
That's pretty good.
You got to go where you're the biggest bang for your buck. So it's just like a recruiter, right? I'm going to go where the biggest bang for my buck is. As a Division II coach, you know, we would go to showcases and be like, look, there's going to be 225 kids there. Um, it's well worth our while, right? So it's the same thing for you as a player. See how many other colleges are going to be there. See, all that good stuff. I mean, I'll tell you what. I was in need of a player or two late in the summer. We lost somebody, whatever. Went and worked a showcase, and I would find kids that could definitely help us. Right. The other
Right.
thing is you can look at high academic showcases. You can look at all kinds of. They're everywhere. All you got to do is Google it or have us help you. One of the two. But back to the original question about the camp. That's a 50-50 ball, um, so to speak. I know that's not a baseball term, but it is. So take a look at it. And one of the things that we can do to help is take a look at those emails for you. Give the coach a call. Hey, my client received this. What do you really have interest in them? Okay, so um, we- we've all been in this technological age for a while. We're all pretty good judges of generated emails or you know data generated emails or someone writing a personal email. So
Right.
take a look at those different things.
And I go back to it too. If it's a school that's been on your radar and you are interested, then look at it. But you are going to get a lot of other ones that go about it backwards. They'll send you the invite and then you'll start to look to see what the school's all about. You know, do some research, do your work, and I think that that'll really pay off. Then our third question we got, which third and final question we got was from a young man baseball player up in Pennsylvania. Why are you so much cheaper than a lot of other companies? So why are we, Head and Account Recruiting, so much cheaper than a lot of other companies? Because you always hear the big, the catchphrase that some people go to, you get what you pay for. Well, in this instance you don't. And my question back to him would be, why are the other companies so much more expensive than we are?
Yeah.
So go ahead. You can talk about us. We've been doing this a while.
So, well, first of all, we don't work with everybody, right? We don't work with just anybody that wants to do this, right? So we're going to be very selective in who we work with. Okay, that's the first thing.
Right.
The second thing is we believe that the cost of this kind of stuff is very high. And when we decided to go in together on this business, we decided to go in with affordable prices because you're going to go to college. You're going to invest. You're a baseball player. You're going to invest in college. You are 11.7 scholarships in Division I, 9 in Division II, institutional based financial aid academic scholarships in Division III. Obviously, JUCO 1 and 2, the scholarships are a little bit different with housing waivers and all that stuff. Division III JUCO, there's nothing, and obviously NAIA, the scholarships are. I mean, It's they're a little bit more and they're counted a little differently. But the bottom line is you're going to invest money. Like, you're going to have to, the chances are you're going to have to pay something for college, number one. Number two, our clientele is, like I said, we're not going to work with every single person. You're vetting us, we're going to vet you because we want to make sure that you're in it for the right reasons. You need to make sure we're in it for the right reasons. We want to find you the best place. Thirdly, hey, we're just getting started. And part of the reason we're getting started and getting into this is like I said, we feel like the prices across the board are very high. My daughter is beginning to get recruited in volleyball. And the cost of these recruiting agencies, which we have not signed up for, are very high. And so those are the reasons. But we got into this, and one of our core values and our core things in starting and head and account recruiting is that we're not going to make it cost a crazy amount. We're in with helping you, okay? And we want to build this. We want to build our brand and build our company. And we've got to get trust in our clientele and in the market first, but that was one of our key
Right.
covenants here is not charging a crazy amount.
Yeah, my thing, you're enlisting in a company to A, help you find schools, and B, help you find the most bang for your buck. Otherwise, you wouldn't need companies. So, my thought process, and you hit on this, why are you going to pay $2,000 to $3,000, which could pay for a book semester, whatever, when you can use that in your pocket and we'll do the same thing for what we charge? That's number one. Number two, when my son was looking at schools, we invested in a company, and I will not say their name, very popular on the web, the whole thing. They do multiple sports. $2,000. He got a free website, and that was it. There was no contact. There was no nothing. All the things you were told were going to happen didn't happen. And yeah, the free website was nice. I mean, it was basic, but uh, once you got it together, he could send it out to schools. We have the same similarity here. We have a portal that we built uh, where they can put their information in. It creates a website for them that they can use. So I think that's one of the reasons too. We're sincere about what we do. We've been in the business a very long time, just like other companies out there. They've got guys that have been coached and been in business and advertise this and that, and that's all good. Um, but and again, I will never bad talk another company, but I've had some prospective clients tell me, "Oh, you don't want to work with them; that they're too cheap." What does that mean? You'd be amazed what we'll do. You'll be amazed. And if we're that cheap and it's a mistake, then you're not out a lot of money. You invest in one of these other ones and it was a mistake. Guess what? You're out a little bit more. But we give 100%. We go through it. I mean, our last podcast, Chad, we had over 1,000 views watching it. I don't have that many people on Twitter, but a lot of people watched it. Other people sent it back out and retweeted it to other people or shared it. So we're starting to get out there, and the people that we're helping are starting to see results as well. I mean, if you go to our website, aheadaccountrecruiting.com, you'll see what we have on there. There's a tab up there marked questionnaire. Fill it in. Again, we mentioned this before. It's free. We will call and give you an evaluation. It doesn't cost you a dime. We'll tell you what we think you got to work on. We'll tell you what we think, our personal opinion. If you want to work with us after that, then we'll go farther. If you don't, there's no high pressure sell. We're not going to, call you back. So you have to do your caller ID number. Oh, geez, it's them again. We don't do that. We don't do that. I mean, what's the percentage? 7% are going to play college sports. I mean, out of how many hundreds of thousands of athletes? So I mean, it's we're here to help you. And that's ultimately that's our goal.
Yeah. Well said.
We're going to have another podcast Thursday. What did we say? February 8th. This
Yes.
Thursday. Be 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Like I say, we got 3 questions this time. Feel free. You don't have to put your name, just put your location. And we'll answer anything that you send us. You can DM us on Twitter. Coach Porter has a Twitter. The Hidden Account has a Twitter. Uh, our email addresses are on our website. You can send it there, and we'll get it for next Thursday, and that's what we'll talk about. If we don't have a lot of questions, we'll pick a topic out and go. We hope to have next week when we do this. We hope to have some guests on here talking about different phases of the game, with softball and baseball, and you know, it's fun. It's fun. It's exciting. It's fun and exciting for you. It's probably nerve wracking and anxious for your parents, especially if you're a 24 grad. But we're here to help, and we can help you. Anything else, Chad? Closing?
No. Well said, and I'm excited about Thursday night.
We'll see you Thursday, 7 Eastern, or excuse me, 7 Central, 8 Eastern,
Yep.
right on Twitter.